Hey guys, I'm MUT Gamer back here with another video, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about sniping. Now, this will be covering a lot of basics of sniping. This also will be covering more advanced techniques. So, we have a little bit of everything for this video. If you do enjoy the video at any given time, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind, guys, yes, if you are brand new to Ultimate Team, this will help you out a lot. If you are intermediate Ultimate Team, will help you out a lot. If you are an advanced grinder Ultimate Team, you'll probably know a lot of these techniques. But it's always good just to get a refresher course, especially with the new Madden coming out. So guys, with the new Madden coming out, I know we're going to be getting a lot of new Madden players. With the new Madden players, we have sniping. Now, what is sniping? You think of sniping, you think of Call of Duty, right? No. What it is, it's either called sniping or it's called flipping. Either term applies. Pretty much what it means is you are taking a card for a certain value, let's say 10,000 coins, and let's say someone puts that 10,000 coin card up for 5,000 coins, and then bam, you go ahead and you sell it for 9,500 coins. You make a little bit of a profit. That is what sniping / flipping is. You're taking one card that is lower price, that costs less coins, and you're going ahead and putting it up for more and making coins. So it is a very grinding process, I would say. It's not as productive depending on what overalls you're going for. The whole idea, you need coins to make coins, that is very applies to this exact subject. So guys, let's go ahead and start off with the auction block. Now keep in mind whenever you are going ahead and sniping that there is a 10% tax when you go ahead and sell a card. So for example, if I take a card that, let's say I buy a card, let's say, here's an example of not a snipe, okay? There's a card up to sell for 10,000 coins. There's one up for 9,000 coins. I buy that one. I put it back up for 9,500 coins. I am not getting a snipe. Yes, theoretically speaking, in your head, you're like, that's a 500 coin snipe. I mean, that's, some coins. No, because it's 10% tax, you would be losing coins in that situation. You have to keep that in mind. Now, starting off right away, early on, first couple months, lower overalls are the best cards to snipe. And honestly, throughout the season, it can always be the lower the overall, the better the snipe, because it's more productive. More chances of getting the lower overall snipes. The higher overall snipes are going to be more, profitable. They're going to be amazing. You're going to get them and be like, oh my god, this is awesome. This is really helping me out. But at the same time, you're not going to be as profitable or productive getting those. A crazy 600,000 coin snipe, you might get that once, twice in maybe like a couple hours, okay? These 80 to 82 overall that get you like 5,000-6,000 coins, you could get them once every 30 minutes, once every 15 minutes. A lot more productive. And overall, time-wise, you'll make a lot of coins overall by going ahead and doing what I'm talking about exactly here. So keep that in mind. You can go for either one. But early on, before promos come out. Now, promos is a big part of sniping. That's a big part of flipping coins or flipping cards and going and making coins is using promos to your advantage. Now, again, we'll cover that later in this video. But the basic sniping right now, you're on EA Access. You're on the first week of Madden. We're going to go ahead and go over to, not program, just go over to what's called overalls. And these two tiers are going to be your bread and butter. You can actually even go to 75 to 79 because some gold cards early on will go for a decent amount of coins, like 2,000 coins. Some of them, depending on the, what card it is, speed-wise, all kind of stats-wise, could go up a little bit higher. But most parts, 80 to 82 is going to be your bread and butter. Now, the reason why is because these cards get pulled out of packs so freaking heavily. And especially day one, it's like EA Access right now, or day one of Madden next Tuesday, this is going to be when a crap ton of people are ripping packs nonstop, one by one, throwing these cards up in the auction block. And a lot of people go ahead and just, sell these cards. They get rid of them. They don't care because, again, they're trying to go for the higher overall cards, especially early on with how how Madden is. You want to sell everything right away and then buy your team later on in the year or a little bit later. That's what a lot of people do. So with that in mind, they are throwing these cards up nonstop over and over again. 80 to 81, 82 to 83. Again, this is what everyone is pulling. There's going to be people that pull the 88 to 89 overalls, okay? There will be. But the facts are the facts that not as many people are going to be pulling those crazy high overall cards. They're going to be pulling these two tiers. Now, what we want to do is let's go ahead and start off with the 80 to 81 overall tier, okay? Now, again, this will be a lot more plentiful once Madden does go ahead and release to everybody and more people are playing this game. But for right now, this is how we're going to go ahead and do it. First off, what we do is called the 59-minute method. Now, the 59-minute method, what that means is you can see right here that this card has just been posted at 59 minutes. Now, how we do that is we do not go by buy it now price. Even though that would list us the cheapest Cam Newton or the cheapest quarterback at this single card, that would not be, that's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is go by newest. Now, the reason we're going by newest is because, again, like I said, the 59-minute method, it's when we go by single overalls here, right? Let's say we go to halfback, and we're like, all right, what's the cheapest? We're not looking at the cheapest halfback. We're looking at these halfbacks, what card is going under the value of what that card should be going for. So, for example, if we go to newest, right? And we know, again, you'll learn more and more as you go through these filters. But let's say, for example, we know right now 8,600 coins is what halfbacks are going for, to 80 to 81 overall, right? We know that in our head. Okay, that's what they're going for, right? If you want to, you can even write it down. Go by each single position, write down the going rate for each single card. Now, what I know now is that these halfbacks are going for 8,600 coins, right? So if I go ahead and refresh this and I go to halfbacks again, right? Let's say I see for 59 minutes, while we're going by newest, for the 59-minute method here, I see, Tariq Cohen here going for 6,500 coins. Well, bam, I am buying that and I'm reselling that for 8,000 coins. Because I know in my head, that price tag for going halfbacks to this price tag is going to be that certain value. Now, as you play Madden more and as you see these filters more, you might start knowing, hey, Tariq Cohen goes for, 8,500 coins, right? Let's say, 8,800 coins. Let's say he goes for that value, right? You know that now because you've been playing a lot. Well, now when you go by the newest 59-minute method, and this is why we do this, is because you might see Tariq Cohen up for, 8,400 coins. Well, technically speaking, that might not be the cheapest of the halfbacks for 80 to 81, but personally speaking, or let's say 8,000 coins, right? And let's say he goes for 9,000, right? He sells for 9,000, you see him up for 8,000, right? You might be like, well, that's only 100 coins Snipe. But the point is, you might be like, hey, I know he goes for more. And even though the going rate, and if you go to, buy now, you might see the going rate of him being, the cheapest running back being, let's say, at 7,000 coins. But you know how much he goes for. That's why we look at newest. Because newest lets us see the newest card posted and the chance of actually going ahead. And if you know the prices of these cards, you can see, oh my God, that's a Snipe. Bam, buy it, sell it. Stuff like that. So let's go to wide receivers now. And again, the same concept applies. We have Golden Tate III here, and he is 8,000 coins. Currently, the going rate of wide receivers is 6,400 coins. But again, if let's say Golden Tate, you look at this, right? And you're like, oh, 6,400 coins. Actually, Larry Fitzgerald, a little bit. You could probably resell this card and actually get a little bit of coins. I don't have the coins to do it. And also, I'm not going to go ahead and go for that one. But nonetheless, though, the point is, you can go ahead and you saw it to see how many these cards go for. And again, my opinion is, if you want to, go through each single overall, see what the going rate for wide receivers is. Obviously, it depends on those stats and speed and stuff like that. But for a general gist of what they're going for, then go ahead and go through and be like, all right, well, I know personally this Golden Tate, let's see what he's going for. Okay, so currently there's 8,000, 9,500, 950, 10,000, and 15,000, right? So I know general gist of what he's going for is going to go ahead and be probably around 8,000 coins. If he does sell early on, the market's kind of shaky, but if he does sell, I know, okay, well, I could probably get 8,000 coins for him, especially right now with all these other cards listed. Someone's probably going to buy my card. So again, you can kind of get a general gist of that. Now, next thing I want to talk about is, again, as you're going through these and you're starting to really learn the market, that's when you're starting to make coins and flipping cards. Now, again, you can do this with 80 to 81, 82 to 83. Now, there's another way to flip, and this is going to be very useful, I guess, I want to say early on, especially when, Madden just comes out with their first promos. And that's going to be when to sell and when to, go ahead and hold on to your cards. never sell cards on the weekends, okay? Never ever sell cards on the weekends. You know why you don't sell cards on the weekends? Because Legends come out on the weekends. Usually a lot of times EA will release promos on the weekends, and that's when everyone is ripping packs, spending money, getting rid of their current cards to get these brand new cards that just came out, and that's what a lot of people are going ahead and doing. And when you do that, the price of cards go down. Now, throughout the week, when people are in school, either at work, they're not playing Madden, they're not ripping packs as much, that's when the price of cards go right back up because everyone, let's say newer players or in general, people start buying cards. There's not that crazy supply being pushed at the market that's going to go ahead and make these cards, or make these cards go down in value anymore. Weekends, do not sell cards. Weekends, buy cards. During the week, sell cards. Now, again, I'm going to go more into investing into a different video and really going in depth with investing. But for sniping purposes, that's when during the weekends you can get a lot of great snipes. Now, we're going to have Team of the Week promos this year. We're going to have different promos that are going to release a lot of cards into the game. And a lot of times, you can really, do a lot of good sniping based on what promos in the game. Now, again, this is more of advanced than the basic, just what I just showed you. But what we're going to talk about now is bundles and how to utilize bundles. Now, you might not want to spend money in the game. You might sit here and say, Ryan, I don't want to spend money in the game. I gave EA my money. They're not getting anything else from me. And that's fine. If that's the case, no big deal. But what you can do is utilize people who do spend money in the game. And what I mean by that is go ahead and go over to the store and look at whatever the bundle topper is. This is going to help you out very, very much. Now, the reason why it's going to help you out is you're able to see what card will most likely be put up, and you can try to snipe that single card. So, for example, a lot of times with bundle toppers, you'll get a bundle topper that has, guaranteed Team of the Year player, guaranteed Team of the Week player, right? And personally speaking, that because that Team of the Week player, let's say it's not $100, because $100 bundles are kind of iffy. But let's say it's a 2,200 coin bundle or point bundle, which is going to be $17.99 or $20, whatever. A lot of people might buy that, right? And if the bundle topper is a guaranteed 89 plus overall Team of the Week player, well, you're not spending money on the game, but people are. And what you're going to do is go over to your auction block. You're going to set your programs to Team of the Week, and you're going to now try your best to snipe 89 plus overall Team of the Week players. Now, the reason why is because are you guaranteed to get a snipe? No. But what you are going to go ahead and do is there's going to be people who buy that bundle, they get that Team of the Week player, they're just trying to sell the card, they make a mistake, they put them up for either crazy low or just a little bit too low compared to the other card up. You buy that, you resell it, you make coins, you flip the card. That's what we're utilizing. So again, bundles, yeah, can they be, great to buy? Yeah, they're free coins pretty much. Well, not free coins. You spend money to get coins, but you get coins from them, right? But if you're trying to go no money spent like I'm doing this year, this is how you utilize people who spend bundles, who buy bundles. You go ahead and whatever the bundle topper is, you utilize that to go ahead and make coins. You can do the same thing with programs or promos that come out. Any promo that comes out, there's always ways to flip cards and make coins. And a lot of times what ends up happening is the lower overall cards in these promos are usually, as long as they're going for a decent amount of coins, usually the easiest to flip. Last year, I made a whole entire series about legend cards. Legend cards that go into sets. They are always the easiest to flip because of the fact that they literally get put up. They get pulled so often, and they get put up for so cheap. I don't know why. I guess people pull them, and they're like, well, I'm not going to use that on my team. I'm not going to be able to do anything with that, and they just go for so freaking cheap. Now, this year, obviously, with the sets being a little bit different, it doesn't look like we don't have legend sets. But nonetheless, though, legend pieces, all that kind of good stuff. This year, again, it might be a little bit different. But in general, what I'm saying is, and this applies to any promo, not just legends. Any promo where cards are put into the game all the time, people put up these cards for dirt cheap. And it's really, honestly, the best way to make coins is just sniping those dirt cheap cards. Now, other than that, and other than the basics of obviously utilizing bundles, obviously utilizing the fact that promos are added to the game and the basic sniping filters, what you can do, and a lot of times I'll end up doing this when I'm bored. And again, a lot of sniping is literally just I have nothing else to do. I don't want to play some solo ultimate challenges. And you know what? Fluff it. I don't want to play online right now. I'm just going to do some homework, watch some YouTube, and snipe in the background. And that's what the best part about it is. Like, you know, it's pretty much like you're utilizing time of you just being bored and utilizing that to make coins. But finally, what I want to talk about in this video is going to go ahead and be, yes, there is ways to snipe cards and kind of trick the market in overpricing. Now, let me go ahead and explain overpricing. Now, overpricing is a little risky, and I'm not 100% sitting here and saying you should overprice cards all the time because you can get burned. But let me go ahead and explain what overpricing is. Now, this is a way you can make coins, the way you can make a crap ton of coins. You can also lose a lot of coins. You got to be careful. So, like, for example, what happens is, let's go ahead and take a random player we have here, okay? Let's take Tony Jefferson because he's on the best team in football, the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm not a Ravens fan at all, trust me. It's not a bias at all. He's the best. They're the best team in football. Best quarterback, too, most accurate. Anyway, though, let's say I take this man right here, Tony Jefferson, right? And let's say, for example, right now, I see there is 5 Tony Jeffersons up. This is risky, and depending on the card, this could really burn you. Some cards, you can do this perfectly fine. You're perfect good. And depending on, let's say there's certain cards goes into a set, you can really utilize it to your advantage. So, for example, let's say I have the coins, right, and I want to buy all 5 of these Tony Jeffersons, right? And I personally know, speaking, okay, let's say not all 5. What I want to do here is, let's say right now these 3 are going for 6,500, 7,000, and 7,000, right? And let's say, speaking wise, this goes for 15 and 15. Well, what you would do for overpricing your cards is, first off, overpricing it, meaning through sniping, is going ahead and buying all these cards and putting them back up for the 14,000, whatever, you know, undercutting the most expensive card. Now, why you're doing this is because what you're doing is you're manipulating the market. Someone comes in here, they want to buy a Tony Jefferson, they see your Tony Jefferson now is the cheapest one up. The reason why, if they don't check MUT head, they don't check how much it's going for, they might be like, oh, well, I want Tony Jefferson, so I'm just going to buy the cheapest one up. You make coins. Now, it's risky, and the more plentiful the card is, the more easy to pull, like an 80 overall. Never do this with 80 overalls. Honestly, the lowest overall you want to do this with is probably right down in the game. 86, 87, maybe a little bit higher. You want to do it with a card that's not pulled that often. Still pulled, but not that often. That it's not going to be much competition. Because this Tony Jefferson, there's going to be a million people that pull this card. You don't want to utilize it with this card. You want to utilize it with cards that there won't be a million people pulling. And again, it's very risky. It's very, you know, time consuming because you are locking your coins up for a good amount of time. You have to be careful. Nonetheless, though, it can be a really big payoff. Now, the other way to overprice cards is when you're going ahead and selling cards. That does apply to, if you see, for example, let's say you see Tony Jefferson, right? I want to sell Tony Jefferson. Well, if I see that this card's up for 7,000, this card's up for 7,700, and this card's up for 8,000, I'm not going to sell my Tony Jefferson for 6,500. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card up for 8 hours, and I'm going to sell my Tony Jefferson for 8,500. The reason why is because I know this card was going to sell. I knew he was going to go. He's the cheapest up. He's going to sell eventually. And if he doesn't sell, he'll expire. And if he'll eventually sell, and then my card's the most expensive or cheapest up for that certain card, right? And obviously more people might put up that card, but eventually, if let's say 5 people try to buy Tony Jefferson, my card would be the cheapest up eventually. That is overpricing cards. A lot of times, whenever people sell cards, they just they try to get rid of the card. I'll put them up for 6,500 coins. And I'm guilty of this too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being a hypocrite here. I'm guilty of this too. Put them up for 6,500 coins. I just want to sell. I just want to get the coins. It's really not a big deal when it's a low card like this. But when you start getting to the 50, 60,000, you know, different ranges, it gets to be a little bit of a difference, right? And that's why, for example, like when it gets to 800,000 coin cards, you want to be able to go ahead and not, you know, lose that coinage because you're just kind of rushing it and not caring. A lot of times you can sell cards and make a crap ton of more coins by going ahead and utilizing that. So that is pretty much sniping in a nutshell. We covered the basics, how to snipe, more advanced ways with promos and stuff like that, and more as as the time goes on, guys, I will be making more and more videos about how to snipe. We will be talking about this in different videos, and I'm also bringing back my daily sniping series with MUT Gamer. You guys know, I know you guys love that series. Nonetheless, though, we are bringing back daily sniping videos with MUT Gamer. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe button. See you guys next one. Peace out.